Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to use Kabbalistic tarot cards to predict for you, the horse, to predict the month of February 2017. So let me give this a quick shuffle. And the first card that I'm going to pull for you has got to do with your areas of romance, marriage, and family. And it's facing you, which is a very good sign. It shows here that expansion in the first 2 weeks for you, roughly to first 2 weeks, is going to be seen. So let's start with the areas of romance, marriage, and family. So the possibility of getting a romance is seen very strong, and this romance can turn into a long-term venture. It brings a lot of instant happiness. It allows also good financial situations between the two of you. So the first 2 weeks are extremely lucky for you. The first 2 weeks of February. The second 2 weeks of February are going to have problems. The first problem could be that there are some things being exposed in forms of a secret being exposed, which you are not going to like very much. It could work the other way, where is your secrets exposed and your partner, romance partner, may not be liking it too much either. So that now starts to bring you problems in the second half of the month. But you have also other signs here that show that stability will be seen. And so things are not going to go to the area of breakdown. There is some emotional distress due to something that's been exposed, but you can control it. Avoid arguments. That would be my advice for you. Let's go to your marriage area. Now, regarding your marriage area, the first 2 weeks, everything goes very well for you. You are planning expansion in some form. You are planning financial investment in some form. You are planning a lot of good emotional areas as well. So the first 2 weeks, there is a lot of happiness for you in the month of February, for you, the horse. But the last 2 weeks, I have to warn you that in areas of marriage, you can attract a lot of difficulties. How? Firstly, be careful that past issues being brought up again can be very touchy, and differences can be had in the last 2 weeks of February. Secondly, this exposure of things, whether the exposure is to do with financial secrets, personal love affair secrets, health secrets, or secrets of any kind, which when exposed make you or your partner extremely suspicious and losing confidence in you. If that happens, that could be the reason why your second half of the month, your marriage area in the second half of the month has a lot of problems. Regarding general family areas, the first half you seem to be doing very well. Siblings, brothers, sisters, parents, marriage. But the second half, I would advise you not to allow your siblings or your parents to interfere with your marriage, because that way could also be a possibility why the last 2 weeks are not very stable for you in your area of marriage. The next card that I'm going to pull is going to be facing you. And this has got to do with the area of career, business, and finances. So let's start with career first. Now, regarding your career, this card says that you have good long-term possibilities. That means you can go very far in your place of career. This is the message for the first 2 weeks. And the possibilities of getting a raise, possibilities of good news of any kind in your career is seen very clearly in the first 2 weeks. But in the second 2 weeks, there is all darkness. And this darkness has to do with frustration, being unhappy with colleagues or with your boss. Things go very slow. The company that you work for may not be in the best of health in terms of finances. And because of that, you may be a little bit depressed as to getting bad news towards the second half of the month. This card also shows that you can be let down or played out by your colleagues or your bosses. So Already when the times are good in the first 2 weeks regarding your areas of career or business, you start worrying about the last 2 weeks. That would be the best way. In areas of business, the first 2 weeks you do very well. You attract a lot of attention from business people. So socialize and mix a lot with business people, and you will see that you are getting a lot of dividends and business is coming your way in the first 2 weeks. But then as we come to the last 2 weeks or so of February, it shows a winding road, and that means that what you were promised is not coming to you so easily. And also it shows depression, which means that you could be disappointed as the rules may be changed about contracts that you got in the first 2 weeks, or that at least the promises that were made for your first 2 weeks are not going to be totally kept in the last 2 weeks. So there's a little bit of a cloud in business areas for you in the last 2 weeks. General financial areas, yes, the first 2 weeks show that money is not a problem, and the last 2 weeks show that suddenly things happen, could be health areas, could be unexpected expenses, and then you are put on the back foot and you start to have problems in financial areas in the last 2 weeks. The third card which I'm going to pull for you will have to do with your health and is facing you. So you are in control about your health. Nothing very, very bad is going to happen to you in the month of February. But let's see what it says here. My first worry for you is something to do with your heart. So I have to worry that in the month of February, if you have any palpitations, heart palpitations or pain, no harm visiting a doctor to talk about it. I also worry for you in areas of putting on weight. So don't allow excess of food and drink to put on the extra pounds. You need to work out on that. And the last thing that I can see for you would be to do with, it's not very serious, but it's got to do more for if you're a woman watching me, and that's got to do with your ovarian sector. Okay? There's nothing very serious from the card, but it's just a matter of interest that you look into these areas which I've mentioned. So for you, the horse, generally, first 2 weeks extremely good, the next 2 weeks not good at all. So plan your month that way. And this is what I have to tell you, the horse, based on Kabbalistic tarot cards. Thank you and goodbye.